Hi there everyone. I'm back doing another video. I've deleted the other game videos because doesn't it's not in alignment with the vision I have going forward with the channel. Doing many of that, but I forgive myself for it. Forgiveness, it's not always an easy thing to do. I know even myself just saying that. But the reason I've come back here is basically because my inner child, it felt very right from my inner child saying connect with this. And through my inner child work so far, I've been, had support workers basically in my life. And through the heartache and pain I've gone through that over the last 2 years, that, let's see, I may talk about it, I'm not sure. But through that, I got new support workers in, through my child healing and everything. There's been a big amount of biscuits and sweets being consumed by myself, healing my child, those wounds. Through that's been so many different dimensions to it, and just today I was just doing a bit of writing down because it's been a very hectic say 10 hours. Or even more than that really, between my late support worker leaving yesterday, realising my inner child needed that comfort, that love to be heard, and realising I didn't have enough food, enough sugary sweets in and stuff like sugary snacks in to help my inner child feel better about the experience of my new support worker being in. And yeah, I just feel like he's great, but on the basis of the fact that I think just covering the deep layers of myself through him supporting me. But through the journaling that I've been doing, through the inner child work, just in the last few minutes, the biggest part of it has been linked to a friend of mine telling me about something linked to his shamanism. Saying the connection with our inner child and food, and that it starts from the age of 7. How concrete that information is, I trust his knowledge and everything, but how much I'll go in depth. But essentially, I've been curious about that whole thing since he told me, and before, when I was resisting my awakening, living around my mum, I created this idea of him being on this pedestal. But it wasn't on that pedestal either. It was the abuse of my mum around me, the very traumatic things that she was doing at me, towards me. I've been trying to break that a lot down, emotional healing, but I'd say this is all part of the healing at the end of the day. Through that, instead about the whole eating thing. And I've been curious about it, but yeah, I think it's been the fear of taking kind of him away from that bright image, even though I never had it with him before. It was just something that I created, as I said. And just in the last few moments, I've come to it with the journaling session with a child saying, understand things deeper. There was a session where I was looking back at my mum's, but the whole, in terms of where they touch base of the sugary snacks and stuff of my inner child, touching base on that, it was touched on, at least I thought originally. I don't know whether it's going to touch on that more. I can see it probably will, my curiosities, but of the Irish mental health way of thinking. And I was going into that, but in the end it came down to the psychology of the inner child in eating and everything, just touching base on that. And as soon as I went towards the link, read it a few minutes into it, and I planned to go back to it, but it was like my inner child was going, oh, I'll make a video, connect more to the YouTube channel that I've been calling Piercing the Veil, I've been calling Piercing the Veil, but how much is that going to be piercing the veil down to, at the end of the day, what I do intend to put on, like the dimensions of what we see. I've said it in previous videos, but the dimensions of what there is right in front of us, away from the black and white, basically, away from what we can see right in front of us, away from the physical. Basically, yeah, rambling a bit there. I've already said, but I don't need to repeat it really. But basically, yeah, I was touching on that whole bit, but then there's another bit there where basically it was touching on journaling and a child, but in a way, I'm almost thinking this video has been kind of pointless. But at the same time, my guides are saying something linking into the. Yeah, I see. The fear in Ukraine right now. You know, well, as many of you, it's pretty out there on different, Twitter, the news. A lot of people, everyone's talking about it. As much as I'm aware of, anyway. And the basis I feel there is, I feel like a lot of people's higher selves coming forward that are in very resistant environments that could watch this video and say, don't let those environments become you. Let the passages of time move forward into ways you know that are better. Let go and connect with your inner child. There's parts of that there where it's like, don't go in detail because they already know where they're going. They already know where they need to go, so I'd be only doing the work for them. I've been there. So yeah, I can understand anyway. But yeah, I'd say the biggest message for this is connect with your inner child. They have a lot to say. It's very bloody exciting. Very exciting to when you really come to look at the details of who you are, who you've always been, basically. Yeah, I've got more work to look at myself in terms of it. Thanks for watching the video, and yeah, thank you for watching the video.